The PGA Championship has drawn the sport's superstars for over a century, delivering high-stakes drama each summer. The annual golf tournament, conducted by the Professional Golfers Association of America, and one of the four men's major championships, in and routinely features gutsy shots, tremendous finishes, and emotional efforts. The golf major has moved to various courses around the country, most of them in the eastern part of the United States. And almost half a century of modern PGA Championship action has somehow created a lengthy list of memorable moments, each leaving an indelible mark on the game. But what makes the PGA Championship the best ever? The players? The Wanamaker Trophy? Or perhaps the moments? The PGA Championship is renowned for having the most formidable lineup in golf, making it one of the sport's most distinctive tournaments. Many of golf's all-time greats have emerged victorious with the highly coveted Wanamaker Trophy, and the PGA has served as a backdrop for some of the most iconic moments in golf history. But it all started with an idea born over a century ago. It was a crisp January day in 1916, and 35 golf pros were gathered together, brimming with excitement and eager to discuss their vision for what would later become the PGA of America. But amidst the chatter and excitement, something truly remarkable happened. A game-changing idea emerged. The group decided to create a national golf championship to be held every year. And with that, the prestigious PGA Championship was born. Fast forward over 100 years from that monumental meeting in 1916, and the Wanamaker Trophy is still as coveted and cherished as ever before. It's hard to believe that it all began with the vision of one man, Rodman Wanamaker, a brilliant golfer and savvy businessman who not only hosted the meeting where the PGA Championship was conceived, but also provided the very first trophy. Today, as we watch the top golfers in the world vie for the trophy, it's a testament to the timeless legacy of Wanamaker's vision and his enduring love for the game. The very first tournament was held in 1916, and it was a thrilling match play event that kept fans on the edge of their seats. The match play event continued until 1958, when it was changed to stroke play. The talented Jim Barnes, hailing from England, secured his place in history by winning both the inaugural event and the following year's championship at the Engineers Country Club in Roslyn Harbor, New York. And while the winner's share may seem modest by today's standards, starting at just $500 in 1916 and doubling to $1,000 in 1923, it was a big deal back then. However, the PGA Championship was put on hold for 2 years during World War I in 1917 and in 1918. The event bounced back in 1920 and marked another milestone. It was the first time it was held outside of New York, taking place in the beautiful Flossmoor Country Club in Illinois. An epic moment that would set the stage for decades of unforgettable PGA Championships to come. One of the reasons why the PGA Championship is unique among the four major golf tournaments is that it's exclusively for professional golfers. Unlike the other majors, leading amateurs have never been invited to participate in the PGA Championship. The only way for an amateur to qualify is by winning one of the other major tournaments, the Masters, the British Open, or the US Open. It'll interest you to know that since the very first PGA Championship in 1916, only a handful of courses have had the honor of hosting the prestigious tournament multiple times. In fact, Southern Hills Country Club in Tulsa, Oklahoma, takes the crown for having hosted it 4 times, in 1970, 1982, 1994, and 2007. Typically, the PGA Championship takes place at courses located in the Midwest and Eastern U.S., but that's not always the case. Sometimes, it breaks tradition and ventures out to the Western U.S., as it did in 2020 at TPC Harding Park in San Francisco, California. The PGA Championship has seen some of the most legendary golfers in history, with Nicklaus, Hogan, Woods, Trevino, and Player among the elite group who have lifted the Wanamaker Trophy. Jack Nicklaus and Walter Hagen share the record for most PGA Championship victories with 5 each, with Hagen's incredible run of 4 in a row from 1924 to 1927, standing as one of the tournament's most impressive feats. Surprisingly, despite winning 7 major championships in his career, Arnold Palmer never managed to secure the PGA Championship title, finishing second 3 times. However, the coveted Wanamaker Trophy hasn't been without drama. The trophy, which is literally the heaviest and the biggest in major championship golf, stands tall at 27 inches and weighs 27 pounds. But that didn't stop Walter Hagen from losing it in the 1920s. When he failed to bring the Wanamaker Trophy to the golf course, Hagen covered up the loss with a joke, claiming he had no intention of giving it up. Little did he know he wouldn't be able to keep up the act for long. 2 years later, he finally had to admit losing the trophy. So, what really happened to the Wanamaker Trophy? Well, the original trophy resurfaced 5 years later in the unlikeliest of places, the basement of Hagen's golf club manufacturer. But the discovery only raised more questions about what went down in 1925. Did Hagen really lose it during his celebratory night out? Or were there more sinister forces at play? The story goes that after winning the 1925 PGA Championship at Olympia Fields, Chicago, Hagen, who went out on a wild celebratory night out, paid a cabbie $5 to return the trophy to his hotel while he made a pit stop at a nightclub. But the trophy never made it to its destination. In the end, we may never know for sure. But one thing's for certain, the Wanamaker Trophy is a prized possession that now sits on display at the PGA Historical Center in Florida, where it's engraved with the name of each year's new champion. But here are a few memorable moments in the tournament history featuring past and present stars. On an eerie final day at Valhalla, Rory McIlroy clinched his second consecutive major win, becoming one of only 4 golfers to win 4 major titles before age 25. Despite trailing by 3 with just 9 holes to go, McIlroy made an epic comeback to take a 2-shot lead into the 18th. As darkness descended, it seemed that McIlroy would have to return on Monday to finish the final hole. But in a true show of sportsmanship, Phil Mickelson and Ricky Fowler allowed McIlroy to tee off before hitting their second shots, letting him play up before they finished the hole. This gave the Irishman a chance to claim victory in near-total darkness. Phil Mickelson's PGA Championship win in 2021 was an emotional roller coaster, but his victory at the 2005 event was truly awe-inspiring. Tied for the lead on the 72nd hole, Mickelson found himself in deep rough on the apron of the green. Undeterred, he channeled good karma from a nearby plaque and expertly chipped the ball within 2 feet of the cup. With both fists raised triumphantly, Mickelson clinched the title by 1 shot. It was a moment of pure golfing genius that left his competitors in awe. Before he earned a reputation as a hard-partying wildcard, Daly was just a rookie with a dream. Initially, as the 7th alternative, Daly was not expected to participate in the tournament, even on the eve of the competition. However, when Nick Price withdrew to be with his wife, who was about to give birth, Daly received the call to join the event at Crooked Stick. Despite having to drive overnight to make it in time for the opening round, Daly put on an impressive display of golf, taking the lead with a 3rd round 69. With his trademark mullet hairstyle and a constant supply of Diet Coke, Daly sealed his first major championship win, elevating himself to worldwide fame with a final round 71. For years, golf enthusiasts have argued over who would claim the title of Tiger Woods' biggest rival. While Phil Mickelson, David Duval, Ernie Els, and Vijay Singh all had their moments, one man truly stood out: Bob May. Despite not having made such of an impact on the PGA Tour, May proved to be a formidable adversary for Woods at the Valhalla event, setting a PGA Championship scoring record of 18 under in relation to par. May put on a display of golf that left spectators in awe. However, Woods was not to be outdone, matching May's 18 under score and forcing a 3-hole aggregate playoff. As tension mounted, May made a 15-foot double-breaking birdie putt on 18, but Tiger drained his 5-footer for birdie to force a 3-hole aggregate playoff. Tiger birdied the first extra hole with such confidence and precision that he pointed the ball into the cup as it dropped. And that was the difference. This year's edition of the PGA Championship promises to be spectacular as 18 live golfers, including Cam Smith, Brooks Koepka, Dustin Johnson, Phil Mickelson, Paul Casey, and a host of others, will be teeing off at Oak Hill Country Club in Rochester, New York. But what do you make of this year's PGA Championship?